know Barack Hussein Obama? They quote, only a few people got that. Or as Rush Limbaugh used to say, Barack Hussein Obama. Remember, bro? He was a piece of work. We miss him.
So there was Donald Trump with what I started to call an attempt at humor, but actually it's just him being insulting to Barack Obama, and the reason so is because he's absolutely eaten alive with envy and eaten alive with jealousy of Barack Obama. And I think this goes back all those years ago when Obama roasted him, and he sat there so pissed, and I sometimes wonder would he have even ran for president if that hadn't happened. He's always had an envy and jealousy for Obama because he's not the communicator and he's not on the level of a Barack Obama. And the only place in which he's right is when he's in front of his audience who believes the bullshit he pumps out. In any other world, he would never match up to Barack Obama, and he knows it. But we're going to go through some of these clips here, and I want you to see this one. Here he is complaining about Obama getting the Nobel Peace Prize. Again, it's just straight up jealousy. Take a look.
Anybody else would have been given the Nobel Prize. Me, they gave Obama the Nobel Prize. He didn't even know why the hell he got it, right, Obama? He still doesn't. He got elected and they announced he's getting the Nobel Prize. I got elected in a much bigger, better, crazier election. But they gave him the Nobel Prize. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nobel Prize will be won by Barack Hussein Obama. Right? Barack Hussein Obama got the Nobel Prize. He didn't even know what. He actually asked, why did I get it? Does anybody know? Right at the beginning, the early seconds of his administration. And he didn't do a good job either. He brought a lot of division and a lot of hate.
You know, folks, back when I was playing in the dive bars, I'd be sitting on my break sometimes at the bar, and I'd hear some old drunk just going off on a rant, and it was usually about someone in his life who he said had done him wrong, and everything was that person's fault, and you would just sit and hear him rant and blame everything on that person. And at the end of the day, it was because he was eaten alive with envy for that person. That's exactly what Donald Trump sounds like to me. He just sounds like a disgruntled drunk at the bar, just rambling on. And my question to his followers would be, where is the substance in that? Where is the ideas or the solutions on how to fix your problem? I mean, you know, he's got concepts of a plan, but how does him going off on that rant about Obama getting the Nobel Peace Prize, how does that solve or fix anything? It just shows him for how fragile he is. And the reason why he's so fragile when it comes to Barack Obama is because he could never communicate with a crowd quite like this. Take a look.
But here's the interesting thing, is he acts so crazy, and it's become so common that people no longer take it seriously. I'm here to explain to you, just because he acts goofy does not mean his presidency wouldn't be dangerous. And you do not have to take my word for it. Lately, some of the people who know Donald Trump best have been saying in no uncertain terms that he should not be president again. The other day, General John Kelly, Donald Trump's former chief of staff, said that Trump told him he wanted his generals to be like Hitler's generals. Now, don't boo, vote. Now, I want to explain that in politics, a good rule of thumb is don't say you want to do anything like Hitler. You know, that's just good political advice. But it is useful because it gives us a window into how Donald Trump thinks.
Trust me, Donald Trump hears everything that Barack Obama ever says about him, and it eats him alive because he's up there saying no matter how goofy he acts. And I can so see Donald Trump going, I'm not goofy. I don't act goofy. When did I act goofy? He's such an easily baited dude. He can be baited so easily. So easily, in fact, that he will go out there and tell people that it's Obama that's looking old and it's Obama that's looking confused. And I'm laughing because it's just so over-the-top ridiculous.
They're bringing out Obama. I say, oh, they did that with Hillary Clinton. Good, I'm glad they're bringing him out. The reason they're bringing him out, because he doesn't even want to do it. I think he's exhausted. I watched him talking. I think the guy's exhausted. And I never say a guy's looking old. But he is looking a little bit older, isn't he? You know, there's nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong. But he's exhausted.
Folks, how many times have I sat here in this chair and showed you pictures of Trump not even knowing where he was? How many times have we watched clips of him being confused? How many times have we watched clips of him possibly soiling himself? And he has literally said, or his campaign has said, that the reason he's canceled events is because he's exhausted, and that causes him to get triggered, and therefore he now looks over at Barack Obama and says he looks exhausted and he looks tired and he's confused. And it's just hard to talk about this with a straight face. And it's even harder to hold a straight face during this next clip when Obama just makes fun of him. And he deserves it. Take a look.
I've done my share of town hall meetings. My experience is the goal of the town hall meeting is you meet with your constituents, with citizens, with voters. You answer their questions. He decided, no, I'm not going to answer questions anymore. Let's just play music for half an hour. So he's standing there and he's swaying to Ave Maria and YMCA. And, you know, the governor from South Dakota, she's standing there with this weird look on her face like she doesn't really know what's going on. She's like, it's like a hostage video. Can you imagine if Tim did that, or Kamala did that, or I did that? Now, our playlist would be better. But you would say to yourself, this is odd behavior.
Trust me, Donald Trump sees that and it just burns him up, because not only is Obama poking fun at him, but the crowd is cheering and laughing at what Obama says, and Donald Trump absolutely cannot handle that. The bully never can, folks. The bully can never handle being made fun of or having it give back to him. That's why they're the bully. And when he starts off, you know, Barack Hussein Obama, and then he tries to like throw a nod to Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh's a guy who is never going to be remembered for anything of any value he brought to this world. He's a guy who's just going to be remembered for the cruelty and hatred that he brought to this world. And that's who Donald Trump tries to shout out whenever he says, Barack Hussein Obama. It reminds me of a conversation I had years ago with this dude when I told him that I was voting for Obama back in 2008. He was like, dude, you can't be serious. You're not voting for that guy. And I said, yeah, I'm voting for that guy. Dude, his middle name is Hussein. I was like, so what? One of my dear friends is named Wayne, okay? So he's nothing like John Wayne Gacy, you know, nothing like him. So a name is just a name. It's ridiculous that people get fixated on that part of Barack Obama, and they look past the brilliance of Barack Obama, and they look past what a leader he was. They look past what a sharp, intelligent, articulate leader, an effective leader that he was, and they hang their faith on the coattail of such a fragile dude that he can't even watch a fellow president get a Nobel Peace Prize that he doesn't get upset. And he agrees with dictators that Obama is a jerk. That's how fragile Donald Trump is, and it's a shame that he still has an audience at this point in the game. I've always said it, and I'll say it again. If he has one supporter left, that's one too many. And he's got a lot of them, and they're fired up and ready to vote. So you guys get fired up and vote on the side of democracy. I appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel, and if you haven't already, hit the button, and we'll keep moving forward, and we'll get it done.